Yes, some people, Jerome with Liberty Music podcast again. I'm here with a very, very exciting dynamic duo, best friends, Jan and Simon, who go by Pop and Friends. How are you guys? You good?
We're
Yeah,
doing great, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fantastic, bro. I'm fantastic. Obviously, you're both from Canada, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Quebec.
What part of Canada you guys? What part of Canada you represent?
We're in
Toronto or
we're like in the French part in Quebec. So yeah,
Quebec?
yeah, we speak French, but we are like half and half French English in our people. So yeah, we speak
Love
both
that. Love
language.
that. So is it a mix of your music when you're doing your music? Is it a mix of French and English, or is it predominantly obviously English releases?
For now, it's mostly English, but with our new releases coming next year that we're going to talk more about today, there will be some sentences in French and there will be some sentences in English. So we're probably doing a 40-60% of the lyrics in French, 60 in English, 40 in French. We're trying to put more and more French in our lyrics as we feel. Actually, it's more like it's same here. Sometimes we speak in English because we need to. Sometimes it's mostly in French. So we're trying to put that in the music too to just see how it feels. And actually, for now, it feels great. So we're excited for these new releases in 2025, and we're trying to do more French stuff too in the years to come.
Love that. Obviously, tell us a bit more about obviously your journey in music. You've been releasing what for a couple of years now. You obviously haven't been doing it for long together. I don't know if you guys have done music individually, but yeah, tell us about your journey together as obviously Pop and Friends, how that come along and how your journey's been so far.
Man, we go way back to 2017. Actually, we were doing music since 2018, so that's pretty impressive because Pop and Friends was started in January 2023, but it's not our first project. So
Oh,
sometimes
cool.
people are like, "Is this your first project?" Actually, not. I met
Of
Yuan
course.
when we were studying in music, and we were not in a band together in the beginning. We had like a side project, and we did some music things on the side, and we did some shows. Then after that, I lost my guitarist in my first band, and I called Yuan to take the place. And our music journey started there because we became best friends at that time, and we really started digging into more bluesy stuff. Then COVID happened, and we were like always supposed to do music. We're a part of each other and everything, and we start discovering new style, and we discovered pop mostly and trying to do more produced stuff, like more getting e-drums or synthesizers and everything. And at that time we were studying in music composition too, so it was like a cool mix because we quit interpretation to go into, we completed our program into interpretation. So we
Oh,
did a
sick.
1 year over in composition, and we're the two into the same program. Yuan was way better than me in composition, so he took the the part of doing everything and mixing and things, and I was more in managing that project. So our first produced project, as we can say, with 6 different artists, was back in December 2020. It's our first
Okay.
big produced project. At that time, it was way big. For now, it's like 10% of what we're doing right now. So it was pretty basic, but for that time, where it was big improvement, and we always got the motivation to do a new project. But it took, I think, 3 years after to release an album. 2 years, 3 years. It took time because we wanted to do the thing perfectly. So Pop and
Yeah, of
Friends
course.
started in 2023, like January 2023. It's the first album you can see as Pop and Friends' new beginning, with 2 singles that were releases in 2022, but our first big release is 2023.
Oh, that's really interesting to be fair. So what would you guys describe your sort of music as then? Because when I listened to it, I immediately was kind of thinking it was like funky house with like a sort of garage sort of feel in the background as well, like old school sort of garage feel. So what would you guys describe your music as?
That's like we were saying, the garage and the UK house is like more recently, because that's a style which I like uncovered like maybe 1 year ago. So
Okay.
before that, like Simon said, it was really blues funky, and after we switched pop, and when me like I dig into pop, I discovered like a lot of styles, and that's when like that electro vibe came across.
Okay. So
And
digging more into the EDM sort of
yeah,
sides.
exactly. And now it's like we're back to the root. So now like we're gonna take what we learned from UK garage and house, and what we learned from blues funk, like more organic style, and we're gonna try to combine the two styles to create like a new kind of pop. and that's what we will be into 2025. And that, yeah, I think like we learn over the years, and of course we still have some things to learn, but if we focus in that kind of music, that will be like the best thing that we could do, because Simon is really good like with how like to build a song properly, and me, I'm really good to bring ideas, and our two style can really match.
Love that.
what,
So it's a
like,
perfect
we try to
blend.
do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and one important thing for our journey is Johan studied abroad in France and Marseille for 1 year, more 10 months, but we can say 1 year. And when he went there, he discovered new style, because music is really different from us. We're mostly American here. Like, we have things in Quebec, but it's mostly influenced by American. I know Europe is way different than us because it's more like another ecosystem. We're all influenced by American music. It's normal. It's like the biggest market for music. So we're all getting influenced by there. But it was cool to see like Johan saw new influences back in Europe and found new things.
Life changer.
Yeah, exactly. So when I joined him in April, for 3 weeks, we mixed our new style. And then on my side, I stayed in Quebec because I'm working. But I discovered new artists too. So we're always trying to find new things, getting new influences, and mixing that together. And the thing that really works with the two of us is we don't listen to the same artist. We're listening to the same style, but not the same artist. Actually, our playlists are different. Our albums are different. Sometimes it's like, hey, listen to that. It's amazing. And we're pitching like artists that we like to each other, but we won't listen to the same artist. Like, Johan is a big fan of The Weeknd. I love The Weeknd, but he's not in my first playlist. Like, I'll listen to him like sometimes, but I'm not a big fan of him like as Johan is.
Like, I pre-ordered his new album. Like,
you're a big fan. You're a big Weeknd fan.
Yeah.
That's
big
so
fan.
funny. The last artist we interviewed actually was like his inspiration was like The Weeknd. His like whole vocals and stuff. I think it was Ronzoni Hines over here in the UK. Sort of similar. He loves like The Weeknd and sort of stuff as well. So The Weeknd sort of Bruno Mars sort of vibes. But that's really interesting. It's funny because that leads into my next question, which was, obviously you're a duo. Who are your sort of inspirations in the music scene? Like, I don't know if you are inspired by other duos, like I'd say like Take the 10, for example, them sort of producers. Who are your sort of inspirations yourself as a duo?
I'd say our first source of inspiration was Calvin Harris. When we discovered pop, we discovered it with Calvin Harris. Actually, my first pop song was One Kiss with Dua Lipa, so Calvin Harris and Dua Lipa. It's pretty funny because I discovered these two artists at that time with that single. It was like 3 years late, but I was mostly listening to blues, rock, funky stuff, so it was like YouTube just recommended me something like that. And I heard Feels from Calvin Harris too, so I discovered like different artists and was like, oh, that's cool, like it's different, it's more funky stuff. Still pop, it's like organic, but at the same time it's really produced, so I really loved it. And that's how we created our first album with different artists, because we really loved the way that Calvin Harris was doing collaboration stuff and solo stuff. And that's what we're trying to do on our side too, because the way he's doing music, we really loved it. Oh, he finds a cool artist, he does a song with him, oh, it's cool, but he can really solo stuff too. Like Light You Up for us is solo, but we're preparing cool things with collaboration, and our first album was a collaboration with the Quebec artist too. So we're really trying to do collaboration, but solo stuff, so we can really find our piece with that. And we love to do stuff like on our side, like the two of us, just doing geek stuff behind the computer, trying synthpads. And like,
are you guys more producers then, rather than like you guys don't do vocal work or anything like that? You guys more just making the beats
Exactly.
and mixing and mastering.
We
So
can
we
like
just
find vocal line and good guideline, but we have a lot more difficulties to find like good lyrics, because lyrics is so important. That's why at first we were talking about collaboration, and we continue that way, because like in life we need to delegate some things, and we know our strength and we know what we're not that good in. So we try, of course, we don't say at the artist, you can do whatever you want. We said, okay, we will like that style and that, and sometimes we change word with the artist, sometimes we find like other guideline, but we are like, you are free, so like impress us, like
you guys are more doing like the DJ Khaled sort of route, where you're
exactly.
like bringing the artists in, making them create a track for you, and then obviously bouncing your ideas with it as well. So being a whole producer and director, I guess, of this one project, isn't it? So really
Yeah,
cool, to be fair.
exactly. We're trying to find the best balance with the collaboration we're doing, and the two of us needs a balance too. So when we're doing some projects on our side, we're really trying to find a balance of what we do, but it's
Yeah.
mostly just going with a vibe. We love the artist. We're going through the lyrics that she writes or he writes, depending of who we're collaborating with. And once it's done, we just switch and we see, okay, like we can modify these as you once said earlier. And once it's done, it's done. So we just really love to collaborate and just being in a vibe and see how it goes.
I love
It's
that.
really the way we're doing. I was saying geek stuff earlier because sometimes we can be like 4 hours behind the computer. It's 3 a.m. where we're still producing music when we're
Checking
together
that
because
snare.
Mate, I'm
2
an artist
hours to
myself,
have
so
the
I
good
literally
snare.
get what it's like. I literally know what it's like when you're out there mixing and mastering. Like, even me, when I'm mixing and mastering my own vocals, I'll be outside or inside here, just like literally for hours. I could be doing
Yeah.
it freaking 2 hours a day, and I'm just out here just like listening to just the equalizer or making sure that the channels are all mixed and mastered like correctly. So I get exactly what
That's
it's like.
the
but
drill. That's the
I'm definitely
drill.
not as good as you guys. You guys probably are way better than me.
we're
But,
trying our best. So we're pretty sure you're good too.
Hey, I'll send you some of my music after. But
Yeah,
what?
please.
So you got a couple new tracks. Out, obviously, you got is it Show Me Love? Light You Up. Sorry, Light You Up. Obviously, just out. Obviously, a few weeks ago. Tell us a bit more about behind that track and how you created it.
Well, like we said, like it started with my studio exchange, and when I was there, I met a lot of friends, like German friends, and they introduced me like to that rave electro music. And in my head, I never like maybe talked about it and like think like that could be good for us. But when I listened to that and encountered the people who love that sound, I was like, oh damn, like that's
Yeah.
so freaking hot. So yeah, and after I started to like, I listened to Conductor, I listened to Diplo, Chane, and a lot of
Okay.
inspirations came by. And yeah, I started producing that song, and Simon came in, and like after we built that song together, and I just wanted like, it's maybe like a little a blend between Breaking My Soul of Beyonce and
Alright,
more-
yeah.
yeah, you know,
Can't
like the
Break My
bass
Soul,
line,
love that.
yeah, exactly, the bass line, and a lot of style of that modern song today, which like they lower the voice and like an octave down to bring like more warmth. And
Yeah.
it's still a blend between style that we encountered over the years, and with Simon we
I was
just like,
definitely
built
feeling
that
that.
properly. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Now, because I was gonna say, to be fair, the opener of the track really gave me like, as I mentioned earlier, like garagey vibes, like where you got the garage sample
Yeah.
sort of leading into it, and then the more obviously the longer you listen to the track, it's really a funky house track. Like, I'm like, yeah, just properly can have it bopping all day. But I
it's
definitely
like
that's why I was like,
You
So-
know the song Spice Up My Life by Sammy Virgie?
yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. I listen that song a lot, and like how he puts the drum like not 4 on the floor, and that's always on the up tempo, and now on the chorus is like 4 on the floor. That really like, oh, I was like, okay, that's something that we can do, and that still can be fun. So
Okay, was that the main template of the track then when you kind of
Yeah.
made it? You kind of heard that track and was like, I want to base something like that.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah, I love that.
we love to mix our styles too. Like I think Light You Up is probably around garage electro stuff, but for us it's all pop music.
Yeah.
We're always trying to find a way to love what we do and to mix up styles into it, and I think that's our strong part. Like that's our strength, because we're not listening to the same style of pop. So sometimes like I won't listen to that, but you see what we did, it will be in my playlist. And that's how we produce music. Mostly it's like, that's less my style, but we're trying to see a way to open people to a new style, I think, at this point. And it's like for us, when we listened to Calvin Harris and we discovered pop, and then we fell down the ladder and found new artists and like new stuff. I think it's cool to take things we loved and like mix it to see that, okay, this is a common ground. We love this song, the two of us, we put our strength into it. This is what we love about this song. And I think that's the cool part of being two different people, like two different artists doing listening to different stuff, playing different styles, and like just mixing it together. And you see, I love like garage style and everything, but it's not what I listen every day.
Yeah.
I listen to the club vibe and everything, but this song, it's cool. Like when Johan showed me the rough version, I was like, damn, we have something. We can do something with it. Then we mixed our style and Light You Up born.
I love that. That's pretty sick. So how, obviously you got your latest track out. Can't remember what it's called. I can't pronounce it, so one of you guys is gonna have to say the name of it. The one that came out on Friday.
Yeah, it's in Polish. It's Pozdrowienia.
Okay, obviously you got 2 artists on there. Are they Polish artists or where are they from?
Yeah, it's like when I was in my exchange, I met like Polish people.
Okay.
And a friend of mine, his friend was a rapper from Poland. And like I just bounced the song. I was like, oh yeah, I'm trying. Like maybe I would love to have like a rapper on that. It's like, oh yeah, my friend's this rapper and it's Polish. Does that create problem? Like, oh hell no, like that's nice. International collaboration. And like, yeah, he sent me his first flow. I was like, goddamn, like, and I already like started to listen to Polish songs and Polish rap, the Polish game in rap. That's so freaking hot. Like, that's so nice. So yeah, he sent me his first verse, and I had a friend here back in Quebec, whose friends French too. So he did a verse in French. So you have a French and Polish collaboration in the same song.
Wait, what was the artist's name? Sorry, just give him a shout out.
Sorry?
Your artist, who was the artist's names? I can't remember. I think it was like Rico or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, exactly. Riho and Kuzan. Kuzan is the French one.
Kuzan.
Yeah,
I love
exactly.
that, to be fair. So so was it all recorded obviously internationally then as well? I'm guessing one of them recorded it in France.
Yeah, exactly. He recorded that in the studio. He told me like, yeah, what do you think about it? And I was like, that's fire. And after he went to another studio, recorded the final track and sent that to me. And back here in Quebec, the same thing.
Nah, dope. What sort of vibe would you guys call that then? Because obviously the other one I'd probably class is like funky house with a mix of garage. What would you guys put this category? Because when I listened to this track, I didn't really know where to put it.
Yeah, I put that like, I would say like, of course hip hop, but like new like boom bap.
Okay, yeah.
Boom bap song, yeah. Like my inspiration was a lot about CZ and Jesse Reyes. So a little bit like of the newest album of Justin Bieber. So yeah, kind of like, you know, like not vintage, but like dirty
that sort
sound.
Of authentic sort of sound.
Yeah, exactly. Like exactly. Like the old Wurlitzer sound, really like you know, like the vintage. You need to hear like the distortion, the saturation, and
that's me all day, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
This is my music. That's how my microphone sounds like it's broken. Like.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that a lot of people kind of like that sort of sound. I think that's what. Do you remember the artist XXXTentacion and
exactly. Yeah, that's
He's one who kind of led all that sort of where it sounds like you don't need to have your vocals so like electrified, so polished off. Like it can sound authentic and raw. That's real.
Raw. Exactly.
At the end of the day, but I love that. But obviously, getting to know both of you guys more individually. Do you guys outside of music? Do you guys have any hobbies that you guys take part in? You guys obviously two different people. You listen to two different sorts of music yourselves. What separates you both? Are you guys do anything crazy? Like, I don't know if one of you's a skateboarder, one of you might be an Olympic swimmer or something. I don't know.
That will be
It's pretty funny because we have some hobbies that we share together. We're not living in the same city. We're 3 hours apart, but when we meet together, Walwed is doing outdoors activities. So we went camping together for my birthday two months ago. So we love doing like just going in the mountains, walking and everything. We just love everything outdoors. And that's where it's our common ground for like hobbies outside of music. So it's pretty funny because we're sharing a lot of things in music, but we're sharing a lot of things outside of music too.
That's what it's all about, bro. You gotta be bonding together outside of the music, not just in the studio.
Yeah, exactly. And that's probably why we're so like going well together as two best friends, because we got so much in common and we're still doing things on our side. And the one thing that really separates us, it's I'm so much into like video games and Twitch stuff and videos. I'm filming a lot of stuff, and this is so far apart of Yuan. Like he's a gamer, but back in the days. But I'm still like gaming today. I'm really into Twitch. I'm doing a lot of drums videos on the side. So that's really my hobbies outside. It's still music, actually. We can't go away of music for sure. But we're trying like to always do outdoor stuff and more gaming on my side. When I'm on my days off, it's mostly gaming and like going outside and playing drums actually.
Yeah. Do you guys make a lot of content then outside for like social media and stuff for your music?
We're trying actually. We're never good on social media, but
Tell us. No, I don't think any artist is to be like,
that's our main goal.
Music,
It's like our main goal for 2025 because as an artist you have to be content creator. You can't expect to like put a song on the platform and everyone says wow, you need like to make a vibe all around your song. So that will be our main goal, to like create good content because we are capable of. You just have to have the like willingness to do with it. So yeah, that will be our main goal. But yeah, with that, like Simon says, it's a little bit more complex to us, and I think we're not alone. A lot of artists struggle with that.
No, 100%.
You just have to,
I think most artists I speak to, no matter how like big or small they are, like they all literally say like they hate making content. They find it like cringy. It's the worst thing, but like they have to do it.
It's terrible. We can't fake actually. It's really tough for us to just go in studio and take our phones to record. Actually, most of the times when we're doing things together, we're just enjoying the time we're having together.
Yeah.
So when I'm seeing you on, we don't have a lot of time, so we're just like going outdoors or just producing music. I'm like taking my phone and filming what I'm supposed to do. I'm like, we're there.
You need to see some vlogs that you guys got in the mountains. I was gonna ask though, cause you're in Canada. Yeah. Do you guys get a lot of like brown bears and that in the mountains or what? Cause I'm imagining log cabins and bears everywhere.
Actually, it's not that dangerous. There's some bears where we go, but there's way too much people. Like, it's national parks, so it's safe.
Yeah, it's
kind
of
But
safe.
some of national parks are more dangerous. But where we go, I know there's bears, but there's not enough. Like
the worst thing I've
really
seen is
any.
like shit bear. So where there's like a huge pile of shit of bear, that's the signal that you have to maybe walk a little faster because the bears could be like near. So
It could be anywhere. That's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah.
When I imagine like Canada, I imagine like the city, like obviously like Drake and all these people, like where they go, and I imagine like just the woodlands. I just imagine just trees everywhere, log cabins, and just bears just running rampant.
Actually, you're not that wrong because there's a lot of woods and there's a lot of bears. So actually, it just depends. But we're mostly in the cities, so it's less dangerous. We're never seeing anything. Actually, it's rare to see like animals in the forest from where we are. But when we are going deep in the forest and everything, there's people seeing bears and everything. It's mostly there's less bears, I think, in Quebec.
It's more moose. I've seen moose.
Moose?
Once. Yeah, moose. Like when I was driving, and it was gigantic, and it was a female, and the male like. You know it like it was higher than my core. I had a little
huge.
core.
Yeah, but I say the moose are massive as well. Like,
Yeah.
Moose, bro.
Yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
It's massive. Actually, it's sad, but there's always people dying on the road because on the highways because when there's a moose in the road, what are you supposed to do? Like
a brick wall, innit?
Exactly.
I know. I imagine when you guys ever play Red Dead Redemption, the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I just imagine like the woods in there when you're hunting like the bears and stuff. That's what I imagine when I think of Canada.
Actually,
That could be accurate. You go up on the north. You go in the north, far away from Montreal in the cities, and you will be in the Red Dead Redemption style. Yeah.
Is it? That's crazy. That's so funny.
Yeah, when we did a road trip, we were not that far from Montreal, and we probably drive around like trees for 1 hour and a half. And probably if you go deep in the trees, you'll see like probably bears, moose, and everything.
Bears, moose,
and that's
Bigfoot
cool.
and that, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's cool. Quebec is so freaking big, and it's not even the Canada. It's just Quebec is so big. There's so many things like that could happen for us and everything.
Yeah,
like just cities are safe, but for sure, if you're walking in the forest, maybe bears will appear one time. And
maybe. That's actually. I need to go Canada. Well, one day if I make it big, and take all my team out.
Yeah,
Get a log cabin in the woods.
Yeah, let's go. We're gonna go fishing and yeah.
Come on, yeah, that's the one thing as well. Your lakes as well. That's the one thing that's Canada's got. I love it. But obviously, you guys. I don't know if you guys have travelled a lot or where you guys have performed your music. I'm assuming obviously you've done some good venues around Quebec, Canada, and stuff. Obviously, where would be your dream venue or location to perform your music? Where would you guys be like? Would you guys want to perform at Coachella in America or over here at Wireless or Reading Festival or something?
We have like here like in Quebec a big festival. It's called like Summer's Festival of Quebec, if I translate in English, and it happens every day. I wish it happens every year during like 1 week. And we have big names like the last time it was like Pitbull, Imagine Dragons. We had Rage Against the Machine. We had like a lot of big names, and it only costs I think $150, and you can go like every days. Yeah, you can go every day.
Wow.
Like it's yeah. And that will be my main like favorite thing to go, because I will be in my city. But I will be like in an international festival.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned Coachella, like Coachella is a little bit the same thing, but like on steroid, because like it's in the US.
But you rather do like in your home country as well. That's what obviously means a lot more to you, innit?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that will be But
Yeah,
you know, like the kind of vibe of a festival that we can encounter a lot of artists, and not maybe like the people come for us. Like they're gonna see Poppin' Friends, but we want like people, they're gonna see us, but they're gonna see other people. So we're like in the blend of different artists. So it would be easier for us to like bring, let's say like a track we do, and there's an artist on that track, but it can be like the surprise artist. Like it's not us who's singing, but the artist who's singing.
Yeah. That's really sick. I love that. To be fair, like you picked a local sort of festival as well. So what about you, Sam? You pretty much the same, or you got on?
Probably the same, because Summer Festival in Quebec is probably the biggest festival, but we have so many festivals in Quebec now, it's crazy. There's probably a festival every weekend in the summer, like between June to August. It's crazy. And it's pretty funny because there's always a rotation in the artists. So for example, you have Oshiaga in Montreal. They got the artists of the Summer Festival in Quebec. Then the year after, they're just switching festivals. So actually, we're always having the same artists seeing like doing different festivals, so you can stay in Montreal and seeing the same artists that people saw in Quebec 1 year before you, or they'll see 1 year after. For example, Green Day did Quebec in 2022 or 2023, and they did Oshiaga in 2024. So it's like, okay, so always the same artists, because there's way too many festivals. But that's cool, because we could just do festivals in Quebec actually and having so much fun. It's cool too, because the one in Quebec is legendary, because it's really cool to see that like outside thing. There's so many people going there. It's for 10 days. The vibe of the city is there. It's probably the time the Quebec City is the most active. Quebec is like a small city too compared to Montreal, but when they got the festival, it's crazy. Like everybody's going in Quebec for that, and it gets sold out so fast because the price of the tickets are so cheap for what you got in exchange. Like as you once said, $150 for 10 days is cheap.
And for your currency is like,
that's mad.
It's like $70.
Yeah, it's
for
like 75
pounds is like $70. Yeah.
Yeah, 70.
What? Yeah, you don't get music festivals over here in the UK like that. Music festivals in here are like $150 like for the day. Like it's crazy now.
That's what we have in Montreal. Like the summer festival in Quebec is really nice for the price, but in Montreal for 3 days it's 300.
What? Yeah, because we have like wireless, which should be like probably like £80 now for like 1 day, like a Friday ticket. Or like we got Redden and Leeds Festival, which like is two different. They're the same festival but two different locations for 3 days straight, and those would be like probably like £200 probably for like maybe a day or 2 days or something like that. So so that's a good festival, people. To be fair, but that's the thing. Obviously, I'm guessing it sounds like the music scene in Canada is still moving quite good. Whereas obviously over here in the UK, artists are finding it struggles to get like into like venues and festivals and stuff, because everywhere's everywhere's kind of shutting down. So they stop like people doing performances, so you can't do like shows and stuff past like 11 o'clock. Venues can't sell alcohol and stuff now, so everyone's losing their licenses. So it's hard for everyone like to just have to get shows moving now at the moment. In the UK.
Crazy. We're having some problem too. There's a legendary venue of 115 years old that shut down in Montreal because somebody decided to construct like home just the side of it, and they managed to shut it down because it's noise. They're pretty they're pretty strict. Like one of the biggest festival, the jazz festival in Montreal, is well known around the world now. Past 11 p.m. they're shutting down everything. So I saw Kari Wong last year. He hit his last note at 11 p.m. and say, "Sorry guys, there's a curfew. I need to stop here." It was like,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you get a lot of people like venues like that. To be fair, even like the O2 over here does that as well.
But I'm like, man, you're living in Montreal. You're hearing free shows if you're living near. Like, why are you like? It's Friday night. Just let us enjoy like funk music past 11.
Yeah,
that's one extra money. You do get some like artists. Like, you usually get the Drew rappers over here, and then when they perform at them venues, they don't care. They'll pay the fine. If they go over the time, they'll just pay it. They're just like, yeah, forget it.
Yeah, here it's tough because they're shutting down so many things. I think 11 p.m. is mostly the time. There's some venues managing to play over midnight. There's still some venues, but for big shows, 11 p.m. is mostly the curfew. Even the biggest festival in Montreal, it's 11 p.m. Otherwise, the people will just like complain about noise and everything. I'm like, it's like one weekend a year. Just let it hear the music for free. You have not paid $300 for the festival, and you're hearing it from where you live. Just hear. Just hear.
We had a festival over here where my hometown's were Luton Town in the UK over here. We had a festival called BBC's Big Weekender. So we had Coldplay was headlining the festival. And literally, like, before the festival, like, loads of people were, like, ready to complain. They were like, we might not even be able to put it on. And yeah, as soon as Coldplay, everyone was loving, like, everyone was waiting for Coldplay to come on. So you could hear Luton, just the Luton sounds of Coldplay. It'd be crazy. Well, Luton Town is like, we're tiny, we're literally like, we're unknown. So the fact that we got a festival that came to us was mad. So that's cool, expect the noise complaints. But obviously, I was really interested when you said, Johan, that about obviously that if you did festivals and stuff, you could obviously bring artists on and be like a surprise guest and things.
Yeah.
Who would be you guys like dream? Obviously, you both can say your own individual ones. Who would be your dream collaboration, or I don't know if it would be a producer or a single artist. Who would you guys love to work with?
Like maybe on the show, like let's put on the show on the prod, and on the show it will be like Kevin Parker from I still think Kevin Parker will be insane for just like to do a show with him and like to prod in the studio, and Mike Dean on the Sin Master, like the one who did like the synthesizers on Weekend's album. That will be sick.
Yeah. Just funny you say Mike Dean because there's a football referee called Mike Dean over here. And I was like, because there's football on right now, and I was thinking Mike Dean, the referee. I also know the producer as well, so I was like, that's so funny.
For singers, probably Dua Lipa. I think she's the biggest pop star if we exclude Taylor Swift, because Taylor Swift is way too big. But as a recent pop star, Dua Lipa is probably the biggest one, and we're fans still 2020 since Future Nostalgia, and really inspired us in our first album for the funky produced stuff. The way our album is produced, it's pretty funny too that the last album she did was produced by Kevin Parker. So it really makes Johan's world and my world into one album, because Johan loves so much Kevin Parker and I love so much Dua Lipa. Like the two together was like it's incredible. And that's probably one thing. I know The Weeknd will be incredible too. There's so many artists that could be cool actually, because there's so many nice singers, there's so many nice producers in our world. But it's pretty cool. Like modern music is so diverse. There's so many artists, there's so much diversity, it's amazing. You got so many options, so many styles. But yeah, for sure, like Dua Lipa will be my dream collaboration actually. Hopefully we'll be big enough one day to do something with her.
Come on, Sam. Hopefully you guys keep pushing it, it'll make it happen. I like Dua Lipa as well because she's a Liverpool fan, and she actually, all the fans will sing One Kiss is all it takes. What's a bit, she had the Liverpool team going. Wow. So I'm a Liverpool fan, so literally she is in my club, so I love Dua Lipa as well. I don't really listen to her music too much, but I know that one. But it's funny, I was going to ask you guys, because if you guys could do like any genre, I know you guys are more in the pop sort of scene, and the sort of the EDM producer sort of scene. If you guys could do a genre outside of your sort of comfort zone, being like funky house or EDM or anything, what would it be? Could you guys do like a good rock song or a sick drill tune? I don't know if you guys want to feature any drill artists or anything like that these days. What sort of track do you guys think you come out with outside of your comfort zone?
It will be country.
Country music?
Yeah, because country music, like, of course in the US is the biggest selling music, but in Canada too, like, it's starting to be like the biggest style in Quebec. Everyone does country. Like if you're a
Yeah.
producer and you like you spit on country, people are gonna spit at you. You know, like you have to do country to be like in the game. So that will be that, but not like traditional country, but more like new country with drum sounds. You know,
Yeah.
with, with maybe like hip hop jams, but not that traditional. Yeah, new country,
Yeah.
cool country. That will be it, and trying like to put the country style like that year like modernly.
Yeah.
That
I was
would
gonna
be
say
our
you
goal.
guys would like. I don't know. You probably would have heard this track anyway. It's a local artist here in Luton Town called Miles Smith, who
Yeah.
he's got that sort of blend where he's got this new track that's Stargazing.
Yeah, stargazing.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's
Yeah,
literally
that
from my
one.
town, and literally like,
Oh, yeah?
the people love them. So yeah, it's mad that he's blew up. I still
Yeah.
can't believe it in my own eyes. When I see he's on Fortnite, I'm like, what? Someone from
Yeah.
Luton
It's
is
so
on
big.
Fortnite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's crazy because new country is so near the new pop too. Actually, country for
Literally.
me was always pop music. Like since 2000, country is so close to pop music. And now the new country vibe is like a mix of pop too. I was listening to Morgan Wallen 2 months ago, and somebody told me it's a country artist, and the drum is like electronic drums.
Yeah.
Country now.
Yeah, Morgan
I'm
is so like,
I'm like-
I think it's him who started the new like era of country. Like,
Him and,
I think Morgan Wallen is like the Beatles of like early pop. Like
Yeah.
he really like when he pitched that album, he really said like that's will be the sound of modern country. Deal with that, producers.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like the modern sort of countryside either has gone like two ways, or it's gone like to either the pop sort of side, yeah, or it's gone to like the Lil Nas X route.
Yeah.
Where it's gone proper like electronic hip hop, like mixing with
That's
the country sort of vocals.
That
and
was
lyrics.
so
It's
big
funny.
when it came out. I don't remember the year. Maybe 220.
2017 or something, 2018.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh damn.
That's a while ago. to be
Time
fair,
flies. Wow.
but literally.
Yeah, I think country will be our best option for now. Probably after that, going into rock pop music. But everything that's around pop, even though we all start with rock and blues, everything around pop will probably be something good. Probably in the future, we'll do more country stuff too.
Okay, so not expecting no like emo goth music or anything, no screamo night, nah.
No.
We could try, but I don't want to scrap that style of music. Actually, we don't have enough influence in that. Maybe in the future, if we meet somebody that's really down to do that.
Maybe one day if we do a trip in Scandinavian countries, we're gonna come back here. We're gonna do like let's do metal.
Maybe you guys would get your own vocals in or something. You never know what you're destined to do.
That's true.
Never actually tried singing before. Let me try some screamo.
Yeah, let's go.
Maybe one day.
Well,
maybe one day. I can't say no for now, but maybe one day.
Hey, come on, man. Let's see it. I really would love to see you guys do some drill collaborations. I want to see you do some rap collabs. That'd be sick. If you need UK artists, shout your boy. Yeah, I'll send you some of my tunes. So
We'll
yeah,
clearly
future
call you, man, if there's anything.
Hey, I'll do everything, bro. I'll do everything. It's funny because I literally was writing a song as well myself, like last week. And when I heard your latest one, was it Light You Up? Then I was literally like, this sounds like the opening sample of the track that I've got coming as well. So it's quite funny. So I'm going for that sort of dance music vibe myself, to be fair. So
Yeah.
I'll shout you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait to
But-
hear this.
I was going to ask you guys, which would be quite interesting and leading on, what artist or what song would your sort of fans be surprised that they would find in your playlist?
I think I am not listening to a lot of French music, and actually one artist I'm listening to since 2 months is Clara Luciani. It's a French girl from France. She's singing in French, it's mostly pop, but it's weird to have this in my playlist because I'm listening so much to American stuff.
Yeah.
And like I think people, if they see this, they will be like, "Why are you listening to this? It's so far from your style." And I think L'Impératrice too. They're more known internationally. They did Coachella last year, but it's a mix of EDM pop music, like with a lot of synth stuff, singing in French and English. And it's so weird because it's so far apart of what I'm listening. Normally, I'm so much into produced American stuff.
Yeah.
And listening to French music from France, actually, not from Quebec, is really different from our style because Quebec is mostly attached to what United States are doing. But I think the French people got a touch to do things that sounds great, actually. And
I've got quite a few French artists that I know, to be fair, and a lot of them. Well, obviously, most of them in the rap hip hop sort of scene, but they know their music.
I think they got it. We always judge them for their music like talent. Like every time there's French people come in Quebec to study music, they're so far from us in terms of talent. But when you go deeper, there's a big scene of music. And we were joking a lot with our French friends that are playing music, but they're all the industry in France is big, way bigger than us. For example, they're like 64 millions, we're 8 millions too, so that's normal. They're way bigger than Quebec, but there's so much rappers, there's so much people doing pop music, rap music. There's so many styles in France, and I'm listening a lot to Justice, that I think is a ripoff of Daft Punk, but more modern.
What?
Justice is amazing. And it's weird because I'm not listening to any EDM music, but when I'm listening to Justice in my car, I'm like, this is so good. And that's for me, like, are the weirdest artists I'm listening to, like, people will be surprised just listening to French stuff. Like, I love French music. Not into rap a lot. Like, Yuan tried to bring me into the rap stuff from France, and I never
Cloud rap kind of pops off recently, to be fair. Cloud rap, people love the cloud rap since kind of Central C started doing all the collabs with all the French and Italian rappers.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But yeah, I think these will be the artists that people will be surprised for me to listening. Like, just French music mostly, and just French stuff. It's pretty weird for me to listen to, but I'm trying just to go over new things instead of always being in the United States.
Yeah, I love that. I'll shout out DJ Lewis, who's a producer in France, to be fair. I spoke to before. Him and his manager Maeve were pretty cool, to be fair. So I think they were working on a Drake project, to be fair, which was quite interesting. So,
oh damn, that's big.
Yeah. he's a big hip hop. So he's got to become big hip hop artist, to be fair. But I love his tunes. But obviously, what was our next question? Actually, I'm going to lead on. There's so many questions I was going to ask you guys when you were speaking. Yeah. So, what was your sort of?
Me, it will be like in the Puerto Rican game, Ozuna and Bad Bunny. Like
I
listen to a lot of reggaeton.
That's actually surprised me. Like, this is surprising for me, and I'm not a fan. Just knowing you one that listens to Bad Bunny is pretty.
Yeah, I freaking love Bad Bunny. Like, and his album made like in history, Rolling Stone, one of the best 100 album of all time. And what he does, like what his producer do, and what he reflects about that country, like Puerto Rico, is so important because he has like all his community behind him, and like all his sample he takes, all his, we talked about raw things, but he does raw things, but he does a lot of songs that people can dance in club and everyone can relate to. So yeah, I'm a lot in the Puerto Rican game, and like I freaking love that. So that will be people will be surprised for me to listen in my car. That will be that.
Yeah, actually, I'm surprised, so people will definitely be surprised. Bad
Bunny. Yeah, I like Bad Bunny. Yeah. If I want to put someone I usually like, I like his music. He's like, his audience is mad big as well. I think he was like -- like most listened to on Spotify like a couple years ago. So he's like mad sick. So yeah, I'm quite surprised you listen to Bad Bunny as well, to be fair. But I'm not surprised at the same time. But yeah, man, I would love to see what sort of music you guys come up to with all of your different sort of inspirations and vibes you got, especially as well, and the people you got around you. So I'm looking forward to see what 2025 has for you guys.
Nice,
but looking back at obviously what you guys have experienced through your journey in music already, for everything you've been through the past few years, what sort of advice would you give another young dynamic duo coming into being music producers? What sort of advice would you give them?
I think like never surrender, and like always do the hard work, and don't take for granted what you have, and of course be proud of what you do, but I think we always need to say to ourselves like there's good people and there will always be better people than us, like in music, but that makes of course our sound credible, but you just have always to keep up the game high, because the game is high, and making music these days is so easy. Like we know with Sabrina Carpenter, who is most Espresso is only like sample on Splice, and it's so easy to make, but the people who had that idea, that's the people who make like millions. So I think like that always, if you want something, you have to work for it, and don't be scared to collaborate and be a nice person, a kind person. That will be that.
Yeah, actually, be the kindest person you can. Be open to collaboration and find somebody that you're able to work with him easy. Like, it needs to be easy. If you don't have the motivation to do something because it's too complicated to do anything, you won't have any fun in music. I think the best part is just doing something that feels great and doing it with somebody that you actually really like. It's tough, for sure. It's a tough balance where we don't always agree in anything, but we never had any argument, you and me, and it's been 7 years of music. Back in the days, yeah, but since 4 years, we really found our balance since COVID. We saw that we got strength in things and we were not good in other things, and we're completing ourselves. And I think that's the best thing you need to find, is somebody that's completing you. I think that's for every part of your life, actually. Having somebody that has the same strength as you, and this creates so many flaws in other things. I know I'm not good to mix or produce anything, so I'll let you undrive that. But for ideas, sometimes I just have weird ideas, or I see the bigger pictures. I'm the outside hears too. So when Johan send me something, I can just hear it for the first time and say, that sounds weird, man. And we just go back. And we're always trying to see each other once a month. And every time we see each other, we're just taking a day to just do music together, keeping in touch and see, hey, keep me updated what you did the last month, because I'm working 5 days a week. Johan is studying in music. So just find your balance and try to feel great together. Try just to do something you really love. I don't think it's easy to be famous or to live with your music in 2024, even though there's so many ways to live on your music. You could just do one hit and just be known for like 5 other years.
Yeah, literally.
But,
that's what it takes.
It's crazy. Like, but there's other artists that it takes so much time. But just, I think, trust yourself, actually, because some of our collaborations, people were way better known than us. We think stood an artist that had like 5,000 followers on Instagram. We had like 120. We're like just doing things. We sent her like our first album. And she was, that's cool. What are we doing together? And actually it became one of our good friends. And just back then, when we did our first album, New Beginning, actually, we found the girl on TikTok. So the artist, we found her on TikTok.
At first, she thought we were a scam.
Yeah, she thought we were a scam at first. Then she thought that because we sent an email, we're like, hey, we did that. What do you want to do? Yeah, she could have blocked that. We had 3 choices. And actually, what's pretty funny is the 3 choices we had, we chose that artist. And I saw on Apple Music recommended artist that one of our 3 choices that we have not collaborated with her actually did an album on our side. So actually, there's artists that we wanted to collaborate in the beginning when they were just doing TikTok covers that already managed themselves to do albums, and I think that's cool. Like just seeing people that you wanted to collaborate to that getting bigger, and just trust yourself, because if you don't send your music to anybody, you'll never know if the people will be happy to listen to you. And actually, having a number of listeners doesn't show the quality of what you're doing. So just 100%. Trust what the quality you're doing, trust the process, and just text people if you want to do something with them. You never know.
Yeah.
As I say, with being a duo, then obviously with you both obviously having to have the final say when you release a track, does it make it a lot easier or a lot harder to come out with a final project? Because me, I'll be bouncing on a producer and I'll be like, after he sends me the final mix or master, I'm still a bit like, boy, could add this to it.
It's tough. With singers, it's difficult. We had some argument with one of the collaboration that will be released in 2025, and I don't complain about it because it's normal. There are singers on it, and it's tough when you're singing. You're always more picky. For us, it's different because we're not playing. I had some trouble detaching myself from these arguments. Yuan is for his year for him. I had some tough times just separating myself to like, hey, we need to go back into that. For sure, it's money involved at 1.2, so you need to take a decision because you don't have like tons of money to pitch into that project. We got some things to buy ourselves. We need to live. Actually, it's expensive living, like, and so we had argument about it. But on our side, it's mostly easy. But we have a quality standard for now. But for sure, when we're doing a collaboration, the quality standard is different because when we did Light You Up, there's nobody singing. It's simples. It's easy. You
Yeah.
say, hey, it sounds great. We did the master. It sounds amazing. That's it. That's all. When somebody's singing, it's difficult because you need to have everything perfect. Because if you let something slip through the mix and master, you're done after because it doesn't show the quality that you could have done. And
That's why you
something,
need to have a special link with the artist. You need,
Yeah.
like, you need to be kind. You need to be like not selfish. You need to put down your ego, and just talk about life with your artist, and just ask what he or does in his life, and just have to have a spatial link, and after the creativity will come itself, and the musical things that will emerge after that will be so wonderful that it's only for you, it's a client, and next one that's not good.
Yeah, and sacrifice your ego, because unfortunately, if you're producing music, you can't have an ego, because the singer will always be right at one point.
Yeah.
And it's normal because they're the front of the song. So for us, we need to sacrifice our ego, and that's things that we're still learning. It's tough. It's easy to manage some things, it's tougher to manage other things. But yeah, if you're producing music, you can't have an ego. And actually, it's weird to say that because there's so many artists that wins their life with music that got so much big egos. But at one point, it always gets back to you. And we see it right now in the industry. There's so many examples of like egocentric artists. Like, I won't name anybody to create any problem, but we can all think about. We can all think. I don't want to be like Drake at this point.
Kendrick will come to you, and the goat will end you.
I'm not involved in what
Well, I'm not saying anything, but there's so many egocentric artists, and we all know about it. We're all hearing so many stories about big artists having egos, and like I won't name
from
any-
small artists, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah.
These small artists, just as soon as they release their first track, they're like, I'm a rapper now, and then they think they're gone. But it's like, you have to instill to people that it's all a building process. You don't just have a track and then all of a sudden you're a superstar. Like, it takes years some people.
Even if you're a superstar, you're still just a guy that sleeps every night and just doing music for fun. So at one point, just chill down, do music for fun, give some advice to other people. It's not because you're doing millions that you're better than anybody. Like, you're just a human being, and that's for everybody.
I was about to say the same thing. You're just a human.
Actually, for anything you're doing, you're just a human being. Chill. Like, there's no need to no chill. Like, just chill. It's life. It's all right.
That's the motto, Simon. That's the motto, man. But I could be chatting to you guys all day anyways, but hopefully I can get a quick update from you guys. I'd love to say it to all my artists. I'd love to get an update like next year, do another interview, catch up with your next singles, and see how you guys are growing in the next few months. It'll be amazing. But what can we expect from Pop and Friends in 2025?
2 new singles. We're actually already working. There's a single that's done. I think it will be released around April, May. So I'll keep update. We'll update our social media beginning of January to announce it. But yeah, we'll have one big single, and we tracked a single 2 weeks ago with another singers too. So we'll release that probably around February or March. We'll try to have 4 big singles next year. We're trying to have like up to 4 releases every year. I think we did 4 or 5 this year, so we're pretty good. And we'll try to do more things on social medias too. So if you guys want to follow us and see what we do, and maybe shows. We had a project of shows. We killed it actually because life is life, but we have too many things to do. But we had a project of doing shows. There's so many things switching every 2 months in our personal life that it's tough to get really involved in our music project. More for me because I got a full-time job, so hopefully 2025 will let me more like taking time from this personal project. But for sure, we'll love to go back in shows, doing like more DJ stuff. We wanted to do more things with samples, pads, and like just 2 of us doing synths and E-drum stuff with samples and Ableton loopers and everything. So we'll see if we can manage to do it. But yeah, shows, singles priority number 1, social media priority number 2, and maybe shows priority number 3. Yeah. But for sure, new singles coming soon next year. We're really excited for these. They sound amazing, and we can't wait to release them actually.
Yeah.
I love that. You guys are looking to do any different genres or anything, or are you still keeping that focus obviously on the EDM?
We're gonna
Big
try
disco
like
pop.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna try to focus on Disco Pop, and Simon does the drums. So every song will have Simon's play with a little of my samples. And yeah, we're gonna try to like explore the pop, and like, you know, our name is Pop and Friends, but let's put pop and friends and like and diverse styles, yeah. But always keeping pop with a groovy, you know, with a groovy drum, but not necessarily like a like for 2 minutes, but you know, like trying to put our organic texture into the new synthesized texture, and like
actually, if you want to see what Pop and Friends means, 2025 will really mean it.
Exactly.
Will be with cool singers that are now our friends and pop music.
So
it's
really
hard
to see it.
It's Pop and Friends year next year.
Do you guys do yourself more as producers yourselves then?
Yeah, I think we're way more producers than anything. Actually, Pop and Friends, what was mean to tell people that we're doing collaborations. Actually, Friends is for collaboration. Pop is more because it sounded great and we're doing mostly pop. Actually, it's easy because everything can go through pop now. So you're doing you're doing any music, it's pop. So it's easy for us. Actually, for me, everything that sounds produced, it goes through pop, because for me, popular music is just, it's polished, it sounds great. It's just more, it's organic stuff and more digital stuff. Like, you just take more time to produce everything. So yeah, we're really seeing ourselves as producers and artists, like interpreters. I'm playing drums, it's my main instrument, and Johan, his main instrument is guitar, but now we can do a little bit of everything when we're producing. Johan is doing so much synthesizers, so we're already trying to bring drum back to like organic drums, so me tracking drums instead of doing more MIDI stuff. And that's a big point of us mixing electronic drums played by me with some digital drums that we did with the samples and everything. And that's our main point, to stay organic on our feel. Like it needs to be tight, but it needs to have some feel.
Exactly.
So that's what we really try to do. And the Disco Pub that we're going to release next year is me playing all song, and you really feel it, because the way I play is not the way that Johan does the thing in MIDI.
Exactly.
So the way I play, put with some samples, really sounds amazing, and that's what we want to bring. We want to be like modern, but at the same time old school, because we're playing ourselves.
Exactly.
I love that. I'm gonna look out for you guys' stuff. Sounds like you're gonna be like next, like 2 Fred Agains or something. That's the sort of vibe you guys are gonna go for. But I'm gonna think you guys are gonna end up creating your own sort of like pocket in the music scene. I'm waiting to see. So it'll be really exciting to see where you guys are. But last question, obviously, of the day for you guys: where can the people find you and your music?
On every platforms, on Spotify, Apple Music, we're there. We have a bio page, like that you can find. Like, we have some articles we wrote about us, so you can you can check that. And our Instagram page and TikTok page too. We'll try to like put a lot of content and build a little world like around us.
Yeah, you can follow us on any platforms. We're even on Deezer and Amazon Music, so if you're using these, you can use. We'll mostly be active on Instagram, since it's now the #1 platform. TikTok will probably more for reels that we'll be able to put on TikTok. And but Instagram is the place you should follow us. If there's anything, it's Pop and Friends Music. You can see us there, and we'll try to be more active with our latest release too, that was released on last Friday. You can find it on our Spotify, iTunes, Apple, whatever. And just follow us anywhere. We'll be happy to meet you, and we'll do way more content next year, so stay tuned. There's still new posts coming before 2025. So we already started.
There's still exciting posts coming.
We did a schedule of posts, so we actually decided
before
what we're supposed to post, and this is a new thing for us. It took us 5 years before we were about to be organized.
Oh dang!
Better late than never, right?
But we had 20 years old. We were 20 years old when we started, so now we're 25. So it took time to do something like that. But it's so tough to be organized. But we're scheduling 1 post every week. We'll try to do more vlog content too. So you know the behind the scene.
Maybe some bear vlog if we compare bear ones.
I need to see them bear vlogs.
Yeah, perfect. Look at that.
If I see a bear, I'm doing a vlog just for you, Jerome. Like, there will be the vlog with the bear, I'll show him my new a single too. Maybe he'll like it.
Mate, I'm feeling, yeah, what we do, yeah, we'll get like the bear chasing you, man, or something, yeah.
That's the friend.
And we're gonna make a producer tag, like we'll get a bear roaring, you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's and then one of you guys were. I was gonna ask which one's the pop and which one's the friends. That's what was my question. I was gonna say,
I'd say pop is probably more Yuan. Friend is probably more me because Yuan is still the heart of the project since he's the producer. I'm mostly the friend guy because I'm the one getting like with him, working with him every day. But yeah, the heart of the project for sure is Yuan because he's the master behind every track. He's the producer. He's the guy that makes everything. But still, we're working the two together. But for sure, the pop will be Yuan because he's the main part of the project. Without him, there's nothing.
Like, I love that, Simon. You giving him flowers and that.
Yeah, I could not produce what he does, but actually he doesn't want to do what I do. So
exactly.
actually, we're just getting together.
Exactly, that's the main thing.
But yeah, we're it's just so easy to work with him. I can't say like that. There's one or we're at the same level. But I will put you on higher, but it will stay the same as me probably. So we're just always putting the higher. So at the end we're equal. But yeah, for sure for me, pop is definitely Yuan and I'm definitely the friend in this because I'm just the guy there doing cool stuff with Yuan. It's like, can you do me a drum track? I'm like, okay.
That's so
that goes there, and I'm like, this sounds great, man. So that's really my job.
I love that. I love how Simon already had his idea of who is the pop and who is the friend.
But it's so easy. You can ask any question. The answer is always Yuan.
Go on, shout Yuan.
Yuan is the answer everywhere. Maybe not in management. Yuan won't be the answer in the management.
He doesn't control the game, but he is the guy that makes it.
Yeah. He's the guy doing everything, but don't ask him to manage anything. We'll just look at you and say, cool.
Yeah, I love that. But no, it's been sick speaking to you, man. I'll love to see how you guys develop together, and like I said, you guys collaborate over the next year or so. So it'll be really interesting to see where you guys go because you're only just at the beginning, pretty much, isn't it? So really, really good times for you.
Yeah.
But, sorry. So you guys go ahead, man.
Yeah, thank you very much. And we'll try to do a lot of stuff. Hopefully next year's will be cool for us, honestly. But we think we're on the right track now.
Yeah. No worries. But anything else you guys want to tell your people? Anything you want to tell your fans before we do leave?
Thank you very much for supporting us. I'll say it in French so they understand too. Merci beaucoup de nous supporter. It's really appreciated. Honestly, we're so glad to do what we do. Hopefully, we can do more in next years to come. We'll really try to dig more in 2025. I think we got a better balance in our personal life. It took time. Adult life is not easy to do music, but honestly, 2025 will really work way harder than this year. We'll really try to create way more content. So continue following us. Honestly, if you're already there since a long time, you'll just be the OGs. You won't be there when we'll already be famous. You'll just see how we grow way better. But yeah, 2025 will clearly be our year. So just follow us, guys. Be there before everybody, so you can say to everybody that you were the OGs.
Yeah.
Come on, and go stream light you up. Is it light you up? Yeah, I'm saying it right.
Light you up, and the other one that I can't pronounce, but Yuan is able to pronounce the other single.
Yeah, go and tell it for Yuan as well. Tell us the latest track as well before we do leave.
Okay, I don't know if for Polish people maybe I will sound like harsh, but like Pozdrowienia.
Yeah, and after that it's De La Pologne, so you can write De La Pologne, it should work too.
I am gonna try attempt it. I ain't trying to offend my Polish community. I'm not trying to beat it.
I don't want to beat it too, so I won't pronounce it. There's a latest track, it's amazing. Find it on Spotify.
Exactly.
You guys can find it, but Yuan and Simon, you guys have been amazing. Poppin' friends, everyone. Thank you, boys, for coming.